Great. So we're going to start with today's lesson on Japanese culture, okay? So Aaron, can you tell us a little bit about Japanese culture here?
Japanese culture has many different, uniquely interesting aspects, both modern and traditional, such as cuisine, architecture, performing arts, fashion, anime, manga, and geisha. On the one hand, Japanese culture is immersed in a rich history and deep traditions dating back thousands of years.
Okay, so what is geisha? Do you know what that is? Yuqing, can you explain to everyone what that is?
It's kind of job and a girl who you must saw them before. The girl who have white face and wear the Japanese clothes.
Wear Japanese clothes?
Yes. And they usually work at night.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, what do you find that is the most interesting about Japanese culture? So, Aaron, what do you think is the most interesting part?
Most interesting part is, I think, is their, how to say, building style. I think it's the most interesting culture of Japanese for me is their lifestyle and or their attitude for the life. Yeah, maybe
Their attitude I don't know how for the life? That's the first time I've heard something like that. What do you mean?
Yeah, because I like the Japanese anime and their building and their culture that's many similar with Chinese culture, and I think they keep these things very careful and very detailed. They don't take this detail with a very non-serious attitude. Yeah.
Okay. Iris, what about you?
I think the most interesting Japanese culture is geisha. The word is mean female performers. And if you want being a good geisha, you need to learn many skills, including dance, instrument, and tea ceremony until 20 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, and geisha celebrate the different level. Some maybe close the sex industry, but another another one is only be a performers. Yeah.
Okay, so only as a performer. Okay, and Yuqing, do you call it geisha? Is it geisha or geisha? What do you call it in Japan?
I think it's geisha.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the most interesting part?
I think the most interesting about Japanese culture is their traditional technique, like how they build the building or how they make tea. Yeah.
Do you like the milk tea better in Taiwan or in Japan?
I think the best black tea is in Taiwan. But if you want green tea, Japan has really good green tea.
Okay, great. So all the matcha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, so Iris, can you tell me a little bit more? In Taiwan?
Okay, due to Japanese influence, Taiwan adapted a block of their culture from mannerisms to food and even architecture. In fact, modern Taiwan seems to place Japan in the highest regard among its other colonizers. Netherlands and China.
Okay, colonizers. What is a colonizer?
Colonizers.
So for Taiwan, there's Japan and there's also Netherlands and China. Do you know what it means?
Yeah. It means maybe Japanese come to Taiwan and try to combine us, become us the same country.
Okay. Yeah. So they took over Taiwan for a while. And so there's a lot of influence that we have from Japan. So do you agree with the statement above? What do you think about this, Yuqing? Do you agree?
Yes, I agree with the statement.
Okay. And
because
why? And do you have some examples?
I think Japan brought lots of good stuff to Taiwan, like some buildings and the
The railway.
Yeah, railway. And also Japanese anime is popular in Taiwan. So Japan's culture influenced Taiwan very hard.
A lot? Very much?
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Iris, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. In my opinions, I think the infrastructure is based. Our infrastructure is based on Japanese colonial period. For example, like presidential place is one of the most iconic building until now.
Okay. And Aaron, what do you think?
I think because from my working experience, I think Taiwanese companies are influenced by Japanese a lot, especially some traditional industry such as banking industry. Because I am in banking industry. I think many reasons or the suits or the policy, some rule. Most of that I think is copied from Japanese culture, their Japanese company culture, and they always talk the steps or you need to be loyalty and listen, and yeah, it's my feeling from the working. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so it's in my opinion, right? Not my opinions. Your opinion just one. Okay, that's for Iris. Great. Okay, so about Japanese culture, let's talk a little bit about it. So Aaron, the first one.
Bringing omiyage after a trip is an expectation, not just a souvenir or nice gesture.
Okay, omiyage. I think it's omiyage, right? Yuchin, is that right? I think it's like Japanese.
In Japanese is omiyage.
Ge? So
Yeah.
I guess omiyage. Je, omiyage. So this is something usually like in the airport, right? We see a lot of it. All of the different type of desserts. People usually have like the banana cake, or I think a lot that's very popular. Do you guys always get like, I get Kit Kat, and I also get, there's the chocolate, the little square chocolate that, I forgot the brand, but that's always in the airport. So I always get that as well. So for Japanese people, they think this is kind of like a must, rather than for Taiwanese people, it could be something that it's good to have. So it's not mandatory. So it doesn't mean you have to, but in Japan, I think people tend to think that you should be bringing it. Is that true, Eugene?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just confirming. Okay. Number 2, Iris.
Christmas is a romantic holiday. Christmas Eve is considered to be more of a date night.
Okay, a date night. Okay, so for Taiwanese people, what do you think Christmas is considered?
I think Taiwanese is more like Western Christmas. We will send a gift for each other, and we were eating chicken.
Chicken, turkey. Usually it's turkey, right? But I think in Taiwan there's not as much turkey. Maybe they'll get like a Costco chicken or something.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think for in Taiwan, it's not so much as romantic. I know that couples still do go. But a lot of the times, I don't know for you guys, but we have a lot of like Secret Santa. So people, usually colleagues or friends, they will all get together, and then everyone will try to be someone's Santa. So you'll have gifts. Yeah. I know Taiwanese, some people will have like good gift and like a really bad gift. They maybe bring something that they don't want, and then you will search for that. Yeah. You guys do that?
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a gathering, right? Spending time with friends mostly. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a difference?
Yeah,
Yeah.
different.
Okay, great. So number 3, Yuqing.
It's rude to eat, drink while walking. It is looked upon as low-class behavior.
Yeah, so this is very different than, I think in Taiwan, you cannot drink or eat on the MRT is okay. They try to keep it clean. But in other, I think like night market, right? In Japan, is there any night markets? Maybe like, oh, why are they eating on the street? Is it like that?
But in their festival, they can eat on the street, right?
I don't know. Ask Yuqing.
Yeah, yes, only
Yeah.
in festival.
Festival, yeah.
But in the normal road, no one eat or
So on
drink.
the streets, no one will ever do that.
They maybe drink something, but they
Uh-huh.
don't eat.
They don't eat. Okay, so it's drinking is okay.
Yes.
So for Japanese people, drinking on the streets is okay, but you cannot eat.
Yes, they don't eat on the street.
Okay.
Maybe outside the convenience store, but
Uh-huh.
they don't walking and drink and eating.
Oh, they don't walk and drink at the same time,
Yeah.
or walk and eat
Yeah.
at the same time. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, number 4, Aaron.
Baseball is actually the most watched and played sport, not sumo.
Okay. So, sumo. What's sumo?
The male person will on the stage.
On the stage, and what do they do? Are they skinny people?
Yeah, the two men and push each other on the stage.
Okay, they push each other on the stage.
Right?
Yuqing, how can you describe sumo for everyone?
I want to say the same way.
You want to say the same thing? No! We need to think about. I think it's going to be a little bit different. So, can you explain to us what is sumo?
There are two fat people and they push each other.
Okay, so they push each other.
Yes.
And then how do they win?
They have a circle, and who is outside the circle who lose the
Okay,
game.
so they're pushed outside the circle. The person pushed outside
They push us.
loses. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so baseball. Baseball is actually similar to Taiwan, right? Yeah, having baseball. Okay, number 5, Iris.
Chopstick position have meaning taboo. Share food with other by passing it chopstick to chopstick.
Okay, so share food by passing it chopstick to chopstick. So then you have your chopstick and then you give it to someone and someone takes the food, right? So they can't do that. So in Taiwan, I think also you cannot have your chopstick stuck onto your bowl of rice. Do you guys know why? It's kind of like the incense sticks when you go to the temple, right? And you pray, you also put the sticks like this. Yeah, so they say it's not, it's bad luck, or it's a sign of bad fortune. Okay, great. Number 6.
People fill each other's glasses rather than pouring their own drinks.
Okay, when is this referring to? When when they're saying about the glasses. Usually it's when.
Sake.
Okay, when they're drinking. So that means alcohol?
Yes, alcohol. I think it means alcohol.
Okay.
Mainly.
Mainly alcohol. Okay, what about tea?
Yeah.
Do they also have tea as well?
I think this behavior is, you can see it when they are drinking alcohol more.
Okay, so it occurs during the time when everyone drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Aaron, the next one.
Use for shoes. Guests should take their shoes off in a doorway before stepping onto the rest surface.
Okay, so cues for shoes. What are some cues that you know? What do you look for? Like if you're not sure if you should go inside and take off your shoes or not, what do you look for?
What does that mean?
Cues? So like maybe some things that you look for. So Eugene, how do you know if you go in, if you're supposed to take off shoes or not?
Oh.
There is a step.
There's steps. So if they have to walk up, then you have to.
If there only one step from the door. So if you go to other people's house and people actually take their shoes off before the step. Yeah.
Okay. So you see if they have shoes there, if there's steps, then you have to take it off.
Yes.
Okay, number 8, Iris.
Slurping is a compliment. A sign the food is delicious. Compliment to the cook.
Okay, so slurping. What does slurping mean?
It means when you drink or eat is loudly.
Loudly? Okay, so like, right? If they did that in Taiwan, I don't think people would be very happy about it. I would be like, what is up with you, right? Do you have no manners? Why are you doing that, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you guys really care about when people eat very loudly? Like if they're eating like,
yeah.
Iris, I think Iris would care. Iris would probably be like,
yeah.
right? I don't know. Aaron, what about you? Because I think Iris would care as much as I would care. What do you think, Aaron?
If a lot of friends gather together to eat, I think it's okay.
Really? Okay, you think it's okay?
But if the person who is not my friend, I think it's disgusting.
Okay. Yuchi, what about you? Is it okay if your friend is next to you and they're eating like?
No, it's not okay.
Yeah, okay, maybe it's a girl thing. Okay, so don't do it, guys, don't do it. Okay, yeah, not okay. Okay, so here, let's describe your experience about Japanese culture. So do you guys have any experience? It could be going to Japan, it could be in Taiwan. If you have like the best Japanese food ever in Taiwan, please recommend to us all. And or any experience, it could be anything. Okay, what do you think?
Can you heard my voice?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear. Can you
Okay.
hear my voice?
Okay. So, it's my first, right?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. I want to share my experience in Japan, in Osaka. Yeah,
Mhm.
I with my friend went to Osaka. It's our first time to wearing kimono.
Nice. You look
Yeah,
beautiful in kimonos. I bet you took a
yeah,
bunch of
and
pictures.
yeah, yes, I can share.
Great. Okay,
And
yeah.
okay, and we spent about 3 hours to do my hair and makeup and clothing. We were very seriously to set up, and then we went to the temple, Japanese temple for worshiping, and they have a lot of ceremony. Then even then the stranger and even then Japanese, they thought we are Japanese, then invited us to take pictures.
Okay,
Yeah.
take pictures.
It's very fun. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. That sounds very nice experience. Okay, Eugene.
I want to share my experience of I climbed the Fuji mountain
The Fuji
3
Mountain.
years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a special experience because when you want to go to the top, you need to sleep in the wood house
You sleep in the
on
wood
the
house.
yes on the Fuji mountain,
Uh-huh.
and you need to wake up at 3 o'clock, then climb to the top.
Okay.
Yes, and on the Fuji mountain, there on the top there is a Shinto shrine. So it's really different with other mountains.
Okay. It's very different.
Yes.
And do you recommend this place?
I recommend.
You recommend it?
To
Recommend people
yes,
to go?
but it's a little tired.
It's tiring.
Tiring. Yes.
Because
you need to climb to, like, I started, there is 10 steps of the mountain, and I started it in the five step.
the fifth step.
Fifth step, and I climbed to the first step from 5 steps. The first step is on the top, and you need to go to the 2 step or second step or third step before night, so you can stop.
Okay.
Yes, so if you don't have enough energy, you will really tired.
Be really tired. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, last but not least, Aaron.
My most impressive experience in Japan is last year I went to join the summer festival in Kyoto.
Nice.
Yeah, and the festival name is Sensoji Shrine. I don't.
Shine.
Yeah, in Kyoto, and this is one of the 3 biggest festival in Japan, and I went in July because whole July is the festival month. So every day there is different activity every day.
Okay.
And my experience for me very impressive is whole citizen to join the festival and to celebrate, because one day is like the Taiwan night market, so you can see many Japanese and foreign and country there and eat and work to see the Japanese culture and many Japanese temple, because there are many temples in Kyoto, near Kyoto, right? So each temple will join this festival and provide a cart, wood cart, or send them. Anyway, they push a cart and around the city, and almost over 10 or 20 cars and workers around the city whole days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because I want to experience their festival culture, so last year I decided to fly to Japan in July and see that. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So did you think it's worth it?
Yeah. Good. Very good.
It's really good. Okay, that's great. Awesome. Okay, so here, let's take a look at the role play. So we have Japanese food, Japanese fashion, and Japanese temples. Okay, so I'm going to give Japanese food to Iris. Okay, Japanese fashion, I'm going to give that to Yuchin, and then Japanese temples, I'm going to give to Aaron. Okay, so you guys can take a look. You guys will be talking to each other, and the person, so if Aaron is going to talk to Iris, then Aaron is going to talk about the temples to Iris, who has never been to Japan before. And then you're going to give them some tips and ideas about what they should do. So based on some of your knowledge about Japanese temples, you can take a minute to maybe research a little bit, or you can use the hints that are provided here. So you can use your experience as well to tell her why you think that she should visit the temples, or maybe go shopping, or have the type of food that you guys are thinking of. Okay? So if you guys can be more specific, like talking about the Japanese food, if you have sushi or if you have tempura, then talk about a specific store and then tell them why or why it's so popular and when you tried it, what's so special about it. Talk a little bit more about the taste, the texture. So be more specific and try to use more words that we learned before. Okay? Okay, so we're going to take a minute break and then we're going to come back to the class. Okay, great.